It's Miss Mary with our March Book Nook, and I'm excited to share some of our newest titles with you. The first one today is, I'm trying to catch the light just right, Dear Black Boy. We got this book in January, and this book is a letter of encouragement to all the boys of color who feel like sports are all they have. It is a reminder that they are more than athletes, more than a jersey number, that the biggest game they'll ever play is the game of life. And there are people rooting for them off the courts and fields, not as athletes, but as future leaders of the world. With some very simple but striking illustrations and full of positive affirmations. We got this book just in time for Black History Month, and I'm so glad that we did. This book is written by Martellus Bennett and reimagined by Mr. Tamanashi. Now, some of you may be familiar with Martellus Bennett, a maker and master world builder who's dedicated his life to the liberation of the Black imagination. The Super Bowl champion's creativity knows no boundaries. So you may know Mr. Bennett from the Super Bowl, from football, but this children's book is also pretty wonderful. Another book that caught my eye was When Black Girls Dream Big. We got this book back in October by Tanisha Moore and illustrated by Robert Paul Jr. And the thought says, I am dope, my crown shines bright in all its glory. When I dream big, I can do anything. This is an inspiring tribute to Black girl pride and excellence. She meets, let me just show you a little bit here. She starts off, the illustrations in this book are all so big, it's like they can barely fit on a page. I am dope, a descendant of African kings and queens. My crown shines bright in all its glory. My brown skin glows from the sun's touch, magnificent and majestic. That's me. When I dream big, I can do anything. And so she kind of meets Katherine Johnson, Mae Jemison, Marley Dias, Billie Holiday. I think there are 12 Black women that she meets in here. And there's, of course, a little bit here in the back about all of them. But the author says that this is a love letter to her younger self. All the women featured in this book show us how to be trailblazers. And I just love it, like I said, and it's amazing to me how these illustrations, like I said, are so big, they just seem to jump off the page. Another new book that has come across our shelves lately, we also got this one back in October, is this one's titled I Quit, written by Kristen Tracy with pictures by Federico Fabian. This is a lovely story about a cat that gets adopted. Look at all those little paw prints. And at first, everything is perfect. But then there are rules. So many rules. And so the cat takes off. The cat quits. The cat just quits and takes off. And I don't want to spoil the ending, but it is a super cute and humorous book. Who knows what's going to happen? Will our kitty cat stay out in the woods? Will our kitty cat be found? Will our kitty cat decide to go back and live with the wolves? I don't know. But the illustrations are wonderful. If you are a fan of the humor of Jory John or Matt Barnett and John Clausen, I encourage you to check out I Quit by Kristen Tracy. The next book I found after Valentine's Day. It would make a super great Valentine's Day book, but also a super great book if you are into cryptids. I think that's the right word. As you can see, you've got a Bigfoot here on the cover, and the title is Bigfoot's Big Heart. This was written by Sarah Glenn Marsh and illustrated by Isha Lobo. And it just says it's lonely being a monster. Our Bigfoot is lonely and decides to send out a bunch of Valentines to the Loch Ness Monster and Mothman. So if you and your family are interested in cryptids, and specifically if you're looking for some non-scary versions like Rompo and Chupacabra to share and giggle over, Bigfoot's Big Heart might be the book for you. And the last book I wanted to share with you today, we actually got back in December. This book is titled Sea of Gold. And this one I would say is definitely aimed more solidly at elementary ages. This one is written by Patricia Polacco, who is very famous, especially in elementary school. I'm sure most teachers and librarians and students know who Patricia Polacco is. She's written The Keeping Quilt, The Blessing Cup, Fiona's Lace, The Trees of the Dancing Goats, Babushka's Doll, My Rotten Redhead Older Brother, Sticks and Stones, and Palace of Books. And I think is it the Thunder Cake with the recipe for Thunder Cake? But so this book is written and illustrated by Miss Polacco, and it draws on her Ukrainian heritage. It is an intergenerational story of family love, hopes, and traditions, specifically the traditions of the Ukrainian people. It starts off with Fidir and Alina, who have a daughter named Yana. And Yana was born just as Ukraine won its independence from Russia. And then Yana married, and she and her husband welcomed a daughter. And then I think in the early 90s, Russia invades the Ukraine again, and the family leaves the Ukraine in order to be safe. I think they go to Poland first, and then they go to America. So it's a little more lengthy than most of our storybooks, but it tells the story of 3 generations of a lovely family. The traditions are described so well, the love is described so well, and the story will tug at your heart. It just will. So if you are wanting to learn about Ukrainian traditions, there's the one about the tree. I don't want to spoil it for if you don't know, but I really like the one with the tree. Sunflowers, dolls, walking around the altar 3 times when you get married in the Christian church there. It just gets me. It just got me. I was feeling it today. It just got me. It might get you too. So if you're looking for something a little more advanced than your typical children's book, kind of to bridge over into chapter books, Sea of Gold might be a good book for you. That's all I've got for you this month. I hope you are all staying safe, warm, and healthy. And although you'll see this in March, the weather should just be down to warm storms by then. Y'all take care, and I'll see you next time. Bye.